Welcome to Greek for a Week. I'm glad that you are continuing to walk through the book of First Peter with me this week. We are looking at verse 6. Again, still part of the paragraph 4 through 10. And with this particular verse, we will look at how not only is it connected to verses 4 and 5, but we'll look at how the Old Testament can play a role in Peter's argument. So you have here the word diati. So because it is contained in Scripture. What is contained? Behold, I lay in Zion a stone, chosen and precious cornerstone, and the one who believes on him will never experience shame. So as we work through this, the first word, the diati here, basically is a connector. It connects what's being said previously in verses 4 and 5 to what's now being said specifically with the beginning of this phrase here, idu, which is Isaiah 28:16. So it's a scriptural basis as well as a scriptural explanation for what is preceding in verses 4 and 5. Then you have your verb, pereke. All right, pereke is third person singular, present active indicative of pereko, and here's my ending, the A ending. Basically what's happening is the use of that verb indicates to us as the reader that Scripture says something. And we know it's Scripture because he says en graphe. Scripture says something or it stands for something. Then you have the word for cornerstone. Okay, this here is an apposition to the word for stone, lithon. Then you also have two more accusatives of apposition, which they then help further explain the cornerstone. So all of this works together to make the lithon, the stone, more specific, further defined, if you want to put it that way. Then we have the ha pistuon. So here is our substantive participle, present active participle, masculine nominative singular of pistuo. Again, he's saying here the one who believes. Of course, the one who believes on, you could say here, on it or on him, which again, that would be in reference to the lithon, which again is in reference to Christ from the preceding verses. And you'll notice here we have an u me. That's one of the strongest negations, which is why I use the word never. So he's saying once we believe on the lithon, once we believe on the cornerstone that's precious, that's chosen, once we believe on him or on it, we will never experience, and here's the word here, never experience any shame. So what Dubus states, and he's the author of the Baylor Handbook series, the volume on First Peter, he states that this theta eta verb probably is more of a middle verb, and he says there that it's, you could say it's an affirmation or it's an emphasis of the opposite. And here's what he's saying. He says, in other words, this person who believes on it or on him will definitely not experience shame, and that then is to be equated or equal with he will definitely then experience honor. So there will be no shame, or never will there be shame. So really the opposite then becomes true, that there will be honor. So you definitely will experience the honor. So again, I thought this was helpful to walk through this verse alone, just to provide that scriptural basis again, using Isaiah 28 here to further be explanatory, and to basically say that Scripture stands for something. And I think Peter's using that as a way to continue his argument. So next week I want to look at verses 7 and 8, and then the following week I want to do verses 9 and 10. And then, of course, as always, we'll do a diagram to look at verses 4 through 10. Trust you have a great week, and we will be back next week. Thanks so much.